Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you today, you were not created to live average, settle for less, or just get by. You were made to soar, to shine, to stand out, to become the best version of you. But here's the key. You can't just wish it into existence. You've got to follow some divine principles, some life-changing rules that will elevate you into your destiny. Rule number 1, keep a positive mindset no matter the circumstance. Ladies and gentlemen, you might be in a tough season. Things may not be working the way you thought, but let me remind you, your attitude is a weapon. Easy to be discouraged, to complain, to focus on what's not right. But when you stay positive, when you keep believing, you invite God's favor into your life. The right mindset opens the door to miracles. Rule number 2, speak life over your situation. Your words have power. Don't talk about the problem, speak the promise. Say, I'm blessed, I'm favored, I'm healthy, I'm victorious. Even if the situation looks the opposite, your words are planting seeds. What you speak today, you'll walk in tomorrow. Keep declaring what you want to see, not just what you see. Rule number 3, stay consistent in doing good. You may feel overlooked. You've been giving your best and not seeing results. Let me encourage you. Your time is coming. Every kind act, every moment you chose to rise higher instead of retaliating, it's being recorded. God sees your faithfulness. When you stay consistent, He will reward you publicly for what you did privately. Rule number 4, trust God's timing, not your own. It's tempting to think, why hasn't it happened yet? Why am I still waiting? But let me remind you, delay is not denial. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not on the way. God knows what He's doing. If you got it too soon, it wouldn't be a blessing, it would be a burden. Stay in peace. Keep being faithful. What's meant for you is already lined up. And rule number 5, surround yourself with uplifting people. If you want to soar like an eagle, you can't keep hanging out with chickens. The people around you matter. Are they speaking life into you? Are they helping you grow? God will bring the right voices, the right friends, the right mentors. People who see the greatness in you even when you don't see it in yourself. Friend, when you follow these rules, not just once in a while, but as a lifestyle, you are setting yourself up to rise higher, to dream bigger, to live fuller. You're not just going to survive, you're going to thrive. You're not just going to make it, you're going to become the best version of what God created you to be. Stay encouraged, stay hopeful, and remember, your best days are still in front of you. It's easy to have a positive attitude when everything's going your way. When the bills are paid, the children are healthy, the job is going great. But real faith, real strength, real growth shows up when things are not perfect. When the doors don't open, when the report is not good, when the relationship falls apart. That's when your mindset matters the most. I want to tell you something that may surprise you. Your circumstances don't determine your joy, your peace, or your future. Your mindset does. You can't always control what happens around you, but you can always control what happens within you. And if you can master your mindset, you can walk through the fire and come out without smelling like smoke. Life will present challenges. We all go through disappointments, delays, and difficulties. That's just part of the journey. But what sets people apart, what helps them rise above, while others stay stuck, is how they choose to respond in those moments. You can either let the situation control your thinking, or you can choose to rise above it with faith and positivity. Some people say, oh, I'd be more positive if things would just turn around. But that's backward. You've got to be positive first, and then things start turning around. Your mindset is the soil. Your future is the harvest. If you keep planting seeds of discouragement, frustration, and negativity, that's what will grow. But if you keep planting seeds of hope, expectation, and gratitude, you'll start seeing the fruit of that in your life. You may not see a way right now. The odds may look stacked against you. People may have written you off. But you gotta choose to believe anyway. Choose to smile anyway. Choose to thank God anyway. That's the power of a positive mindset. It doesn't wait for everything to be perfect. It declares victory in the middle of the battle. And let me tell you, a positive mindset is not pretending the problems aren't there. It's not about denying reality. It's about choosing to focus on the good. Choosing to believe that even in the valley, something beautiful is growing. Choosing to see obstacles not as stop signs, but as stepping stones. It's the ability to say, don't know how this will work out, but I believe something good is coming. The scripture says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Notice it doesn't say be transformed by changing your job, moving to a new city, or getting a new relationship. It says you're transformed when your mind is renewed. When you stop thinking like a victim, start thinking like a victor. When you stop saying, nothing ever works out for me, and start saying, everything is working for my good. You may be in a season where it looks like nothing is happening. You've been praying, believing, working hard, but you're not seeing any change. That's when it's tempting to let negative thoughts creep in. It's never going to happen. I'm wasting my time. Things will never get better. But that's exactly the moment where you need to guard your mind like never before. Your thoughts are powerful. If you keep dwelling on the negative, it will affect your attitude, your behavior, and even your destiny. But if you keep your mind stayed on hope, on peace, on possibility, you'll start attracting favor, strength, and breakthrough. Some people walk around with a cloud over them, not because of what's happening, but because of how they're thinking. The storm is on the outside, but they've let it get on the inside. You've got to make a decision. No matter what's going on, I'm going to keep my joy. I'm going to protect my peace. I'm going to focus on what's right, not what's wrong. You say, but I just got laid off. How can I stay positive? You stay positive by saying, you didn't catch God by surprise. He's still in control. A better opportunity is coming my way. You say, my health doesn't look good. The report wasn't what I hoped for. You stay positive by saying, I may not see it yet, but healing is on the way. I'm getting stronger every day. My body is aligning with God's promises. You say, my relationship is falling apart. You stay positive by saying, this isn't the end. Restoration is possible. What the enemy meant for harm, God will use for good. See, you don't have to figure everything out. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to choose the right mindset. And when you do, you shift the atmosphere around you. You start creating space for miracles to happen. Even science is catching up to what faith has known all along. Your thoughts affect your body, your energy, your results. People with a hopeful outlook live longer, overcome sickness faster, and have stronger relationships. Why? Because a positive mindset gives life. It builds, it heals, it uplifts, it lifts. Now that doesn't mean you'll never feel discouraged or tired or overwhelmed. You're human. But the difference is, you don't stay there. You don't unpack and live in the valley. You take a breath, you pray, you refocus, and you get your mind back on track. You remind yourself who you are and whose you are. Start waking up every morning and declaring, is a gift. Something good is coming my way. I have what it takes. I'm strong. I'm capable. I'm favored. Say it even if you don't feel it. Say it until you believe it. Say it until it becomes your reality. Friend, you are not stuck. You are not forgotten. You are not defeated. What if you let a defeated mindset take root? You'll live below your potential. You've got to fight to keep your thinking elevated. Guard your mind like it's the gate to your destiny, because it is. Every time a negative thought comes, answer it with faith. When doubt says you'll never get ahead, reply with, my steps are ordered. My time is coming. When fear says, what if you fail? Reply with, what if I succeed? You have greatness in you. You have purpose. You have favor. But it all starts with the way you think. Keep your mindset right and the rest of your life will begin to align. You're not just going to survive, you're going to thrive. You're not going to stay in the storm, you're going to come out stronger. And it starts by making the decision, no matter what happens, I'm going to keep a positive mindset. There's power in your words, more than you may realize. The words you speak are not just sounds, they are seeds. Seeds that are either planting life or planting defeat. You may not be able to choose every situation you face, but you can always choose what you say about it. And if you want to rise higher, if you want to see breakthrough and favor and healing in your life, you've got to learn to speak life over your situation. It's easy to speak defeat when you're tired, discouraged, or when things look hopeless. But speaking defeat only invites more defeat. Speaking fear only brings more fear. When you declare, I'll never get out of this mess, this is just the way it is for me. I always struggle. You're not just describing your situation. You're empowering it. You're reinforcing what's wrong instead of calling forth what's right. Soaring. But when you choose to speak life, even in the middle of trouble, you are aligning yourself with victory. You are partnering with heaven. You are declaring not what you feel, but what you feel, but what you believe. And that shift, bold choice to speak life when everything around you says otherwise, that's where transformation begins. The truth is, we all face valleys. We all come up against walls. But the way you talk in those seasons can either be the fuel that moves you forward, or the anchor that holds you back. You can say, I don't see a way, or you can declare, your way is being made even now. You can say, this sickness too strong, or you can declare, healing is on the way. My body is lining up with health and strength. You can say, I'll never get out of debt. Or you can declare, well, provision is chasing me down. I'm blessed, I'm increasing, and doors are opening. You may not feel strong, you may not see any progress. But your words aren't based on what you see. They're based on what you know, that greater is He that is in you. You know that all things work together for your good. You know that what was meant for harm, God will turn around for your good. So even when it doesn't make sense, you speak what you know, not what you see. Maybe you've been through a hard season. Maybe people have spoken words over you that hurt, words that told you you weren't good enough, that you'd never succeed, that you didn't have what it takes. Maybe you've even started to believe those words, but I want to remind you, you are not what others say about you. And you are what God says about you. And God says you're chosen, valuable, equipped, and destined for greatness. The question is, what are you saying about yourself? Some people are speaking failure over their future without even realizing it. They say things like, I'm just so unlucky. People like me don't get opportunities. I'm always overlooked. I never catch a break. Those words might feel harmless, but they're shaping the atmosphere around them. They're putting limits on what's possible. You have to start being intentional with your words. Speak what builds. Speak what heals. Speak what empowers. Instead of saying, I can't, start saying, I can do all things. Instead of saying, I'm stuck, start declaring, I'm moving forward. My breakthrough is coming. Doors are opening. Instead of saying, this is too hard, say, I'm getting stronger every day. I'm equipped for this challenge. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about declaring truth that's greater than your reality. You're not denying the mountain. You're just choosing to speak to it. And when you speak with faith, mountains start to move. Your words are container. They carry power. They carry either life or death, strength or weakness, faith or fear. You don't have to let your feelings dictate what you say. You can feel discouraged and still declare hope. You can feel uncertain and still speak confidence. You can feel pain and still speak healing. You might say, but I don't feel like saying those things. I don't want to pretend. Let me tell you, it's not pretending, it's prophesying. You're not lying when you speak life. You're calling things that are not yet as though they were. That's not fake, it's faith. Look throughout history, throughout Scripture, those who rose above, who overcame, who saw miracles. They weren't always the strongest or the smartest, but they spoke victory even when it looked like defeat. David said, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He didn't say that when everything was perfect. He said it when he was walking through the valley. Joshua declared, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord, while standing in a land full of giants and opposition. Their circumstances didn't silence their confession, and neither should yours. Don't wait until the battle is over. Speak victory. Don't wait until the door opens to declare favor. Don't wait until everything lines up to speak abundance. Speak it now. Declare it now. Speak life now. Start your morning with life-giving words. Say, today is going to be a good day. I'm full of purpose, full of energy, full of favor. No weapon formed against me will prosper. I'm surrounded by peace. Good things are chasing me down. When you go to work, when you walk into that meeting, when you face that challenge, keep that confession of life on your lips. And when the enemy tries to whisper lies, when he says you're not enough, when he says you'll never change, when he tries to remind you of your past, answer him back. Speak life. Say, I'm not who I used to be. I'm growing. I'm stepping into something new. Don't let negative thoughts go unchecked. Speak louder than your fear. Speak louder than your doubt. Doing good when it's hard is transformational. There are people watching you. People you may not even know. They see your kindness. They notice your integrity. They're inspired by your perseverance. And even more than that, God sees you. He sees every quiet act of faithfulness. He sees when you forgive even though you were hurt. He sees when you keep serving even though you feel unseen. He sees when you give from the little that you have, and He is a rewarder. He is faithful to honor every act of obedience, every moment of compassion, every quiet yes. The truth is, you're not doing good for applause. You're not doing good for recognition. You're doing it because it's who you are. It's who you were made to be. Goodness is your nature. Faithfulness is your identity. And whether anyone claps for you or not, you keep doing good because that's what world changers do. That's what difference makers do. It's easy to get caught up in comparison. You look around and see people cutting corners and getting ahead. You see others taking the fast track and you wonder, am I missing something? Don't let comparison rob you of your calling. Stay on your lane. Keep running your race. What's ahead of you is too important to give up for temporary ease. When you choose consistency, when you wake up each day and say, I'm going to do good again today, you are sowing into something so much bigger than you can imagine. You are building a legacy. You are leaving footprints that others will follow. And you are honoring God in ways that go far beyond what people can see. There's a story of a farmer who planted his crop and wait. Day after day, nothing happened. Week after week, the soil looked the same. No signs of growth, no signs of change. But what the farmer didn't see was what was happening beneath the surface. Roots were spreading, systems were forming, strength was developing underground. And then, one day, the first sprout broke through and everything changed. But none of it would have happened without the consistency to keep watering, keep tending, keep believing. That's what your life is like right now. You may not see the growth yet, but your consistency is not wasted. Your faithfulness is producing something underground, something strong, something unshakable, something that will last. So keep showing up, keep being kind, keep praying, keep loving, keep giving, keep standing, even if no one claps, even if no one sees. Because heaven sees, and your reward is coming. Friend, there's a harvest with your name on it. There's a breakthrough with your name on it. There's favor and blessing and peace and opportunity with your name on it. But it's tied to your consistency. Stay faithful in the small things. Stay steady in the unseen. Keep doing good, not because it's easy, but because it's right. And when the time is right, when the season shifts, you'll look back and see that every step of obedience, every quiet act of love, every moment of faithfulness, it all mattered. You won't just survive, you'll flourish. You won't just get by, you'll rise. You'll be stronger, wiser, and ready for all the good that's coming your way. And it will all be because you chose to stay consistent in doing good. One of the hardest things we'll ever do in life is wait. We like quick answers, fast breakthroughs, and immediate results. But God's timing, it's rarely what we expect. It often feels slow, even silent. But it's always intentional, always perfect, always full of purpose. And if you want to become all you were created to be, you must learn to trust God's timing, not your own. It's easy to believe when everything is happening on your schedule. When the doors are opening, the opportunities are lining up, and life is moving forward. Faith feels simple. But what about when nothing's happening? What about when the promise is delayed, when the answer seems far off, when the silence feels endless? That's when real trust is born. You see, trusting God's timing means surrendering control. It means letting go of your calendar, your deadline, your plan, and saying, God, I trust that you know what's best, even when I don't understand, even when I can't see it. Even when it feels like nothing is changing, I believe you are working. Because the truth is, God is never in a hurry, but He's never late either. His timing is not based on our frustration. It's based on our preparation. He sees the full picture. He knows what's around the corner. He knows what we're ready for and what we're not. And sometimes He delays the promise to develop your character, to build your endurance, to strengthen your faith. Because what He has for you is so big, so powerful, so significant. He has to prepare you before He promotes you. You may think you're ready. You've prayed, you've planned, you've been faithful, and that's good. But God sees what you can't see. He sees the pressure on the next level. He sees the weight that comes with the blessing. He sees the responsibilities, the decisions, the challenges ahead. And in His love, He says, and not yet, not to punish you, but to protect you, not to hold you back, but to set you up. Think about this. A parent doesn't hand their child the keys to the car at 6 years old, not because they're mean, but because they know the child isn't ready. It's the same with God. Sometimes the delay is actually His mercy. It's His way of saying, well, I love you too much to let you walk into something you're not prepared for. So what do you do while you wait? Stay faithful. You stay planted. You keep showing up. Keep growing. Keep serving. Keep praising, even when you don't feel like it. Because the wait season is not a wasted season. It's where God shapes you. It's where He refines your hearts, where your roots grow deep. Look at the lives of the people we admire in history and in faith. Almost all of them had to wait. Joseph had a dream at 17, but it didn't come to pass until he was 30. And in between, he was betrayed, sold into slavery, and thrown into prison. But through it all, he stayed faithful. And in the right time, God elevated him to a position of influence that saved nations. David was anointed to be king, but then sent back to the field. He spent years running from Saul, hiding in caves, misunderstood and forgotten. But God was using that time to prepare him to lead with wisdom and humility. Even Jesus, the Son of God, didn't begin his public ministry until he was 30. He waited in obscurity, preparing quietly until the appointed time came. If they had to wait, so will we. But here's the promise. When the time is right, nothing can stop what God has prepared for you. No delay, no opposition, no mistake, no detour. What God starts, He finishes. And what He's promised you, He will bring to pass, just not always when or how you thought. Sometimes we rush ahead. We tried to make it happen ourselves. We force things, push doors open, and settle for something less than what God has planned. But impatience always costs more than we realize. It brings stress, confusion, disappointment. It leaves us worn out and empty. That's why God says, wait on me, trust me. I know the way. The waiting season is where trust becomes real. It's not a test of your ability. It's a test of your heart. Will you trust God when you don't have the answers? Will you keep moving forward when you feel forgotten? Will you believe He's good even when the blessing hasn't arrived? That's what faith looks like. That's what maturity sounds like. And here's the beautiful part. God hasn't forgotten you. He sees every tear, every sacrifice, every moment of faithfulness. He hears every whispered prayer. And He is working in ways you cannot yet see. Right now, He's aligning people, preparing opportunities, opening doors, orchestrating details that will all come together in the right moment. He's not silent, He's strategic. And when His timing and your obedience meet, things will happen that no human effort could have made possible. You may feel behind, you may look around and think, you're getting ahead. Everyone else is moving forward, but your journey is not like anyone else. You're not late. You're not forgotten. You're right on schedule for what God has for you. So don't give up in the delay. Don't quit in the quiet. Don't settle because you're tired of waiting. Hold on. Stay the course. Keep doing the next right thing. Keep your heart pure. Keep your hands open. Keep your hands open. And trust the one who holds time in His hands. When it's your moment, things will shift. Favor will fall. Doors will open. Doors will open. And it won't be because you forced it. It will be because you trusted. And that trust, that's what makes you unstoppable. So friend, breathe deep. Let go of the pressure. Release the timeline and choose to trust. Say in your heart to God, I don't understand the delay, but I trust you. I don't see the full picture, but I know you do. I'm going to keep honoring you. Keep obeying you. Keep obeying you. And I believe in your perfect time, everything will come together because it will. And when it does, you'll realize the wait wasn't wasted. It was preparation. It was protection. It was purpose. And it was worth it. Trust His timing. It's not late. It's not broken. It's not wrong. It's divine. It's divine. And when it comes, it will be more beautiful than you ever imagined. The people you surround yourself with can either push you forward or pull you back. They can build your faith or drain your energy. That's why one of the most important decisions you will ever make is who you allow into your inner circle. If you want to rise higher, if you want to grow, If you want to walk in purpose, you must surround yourself with uplifting people. Because here's the truth. You weren't created to do life alone. You were created for connection, but not just any connection. Life-giving connection. Relationships that pour into your soul. Friendships that speak to your destiny. People who don't just tolerate you, they celebrate you. People who see the best in you, who challenge you to go further, who remind you of who you are when you forget. Your environment matters, your circle matters, and your future is too important to let just anyone speak into your life. You need people who believe in you even when you doubt yourself. You need people who will pray with you when you're struggling, people who will cheer for you when you win and lift you when you fall. Maybe you've been in a season where you feel stuck. You're discouraged, weary, questioning your path. And yes, life has its challenges. But sometimes it's not the mountain that's holding us back. It's the people we're trying to carry up the mountain. The conversations you're having, the voices you're listening to, the energy you're absorbing. It all matters, because what gets around you will eventually get in you. If you spend time with people who are always negative, always complaining, always talking defeat, you'll start feeling that way too. If your closest voices are full of fear, doubt, and drama, it'll be hard to stay focused, motivated, and strong. That's why the Bible says bad company corrupts good character. It doesn't say bad character corrupts good company. It says the people around you can shape you, for better or for worse. That's not being harsh, it's being wise. You've got a calling to protect, a dream to guard, a purpose to pursue. And that means you can't afford to stay connected to people who constantly bring you down. It's not about judging others, it's about honoring what God has placed in you. Think about an eagle. Eagles don't fly with pigeons. They soar at higher altitudes. They don't waste their time in places they don't belong, and neither should you. If someone doesn't respect your vision, your values, or your growth, that's not your person. No. If someone always points out your flaws, mocks your faith, or drains your joy, you don't have to give them access to your heart. You don't need a crowd. You just need the right crew. People who sharpen you, who pray with you, who celebrate your wins and help you process your losses. People who know how to speak life when all you see is darkness. People who remind you of the promises over your life when you're tempted to quit. Jesus himself modeled this. He loved everyone, served everyone, healed multitudes. But when it came to his inner circle, he kept it small. He chose people who were teachable, faithful, committed. Even among the 12 disciples, he had an inner group, Peter, James, and John, who walked closely with him. Not because they were perfect, but because they were aligned with the mission. You can love people without letting them lead you. You can be kind without being connected. Not everyone is meant to go with you into your next season. Some relationships were only for a chapter, not for the whole story. And that's okay. Growth will cost you some comfort. Destiny will require some distance. But don't just focus on who you need to walk away from. Focus on who you need to walk toward. Ask yourself, who makes me better? Who pulls greatness out of me? Who lifts my head when it's heavy? Who encourages my dreams, not mocks them? Who challenges me to live with integrity, purpose, and excellence? Those are the people you want to build with. Those are the voices you want around your table. Not just when things are easy, but when the pressure is on. You want people who don't just speak to your potential, they speak to your spirit. People who remind you that God is still working, that the best is still ahead, that you are not alone. And when you find those people, honor them. Be loyal, be honest, be uplifting in return. Don't just seek Seek good friends. Be one. Show up when it's inconvenient. Celebrate others when they win. Encourage others when they fall. Speak words that heal, not words that wound. Because the truth is, we rise higher together. There's power in agreement. There's strength in unity. When you have the right people around you, you'll run further, climb higher, stand stronger. And when life tries to knock you down, you won't fall apart. You'll have a team to hold you up. It might take time to find your people. That's okay. Don't settle out of loneliness. Don't compromise your values just to feel included. Trust that God knows who you need and when you need them. And while you wait, become the kind of person you want to attract. Stay faithful. Stay full of love. And the right people will come. Sometimes the people who lift us most aren't loud, flashy. They're consistent. They show up. They listen. They believe. They speak words that heal. They carry light. And when you find those people, life feels a little lighter, a little brighter, a little more full of hope. Friend, you don't have to do life alone. You were never meant to. So let this be the season you surround yourself with uplifting people. People who speak faith, not fear. Vision, not defeat. Encouragement, not envy. People who build you up, not tear you down. Because when you walk with the wise, you become wise. When you walk with the faithful, you become strong. When you surround yourself with life givers, you become unstoppable. So protect your circle. Choose your companions wisely. Stay connected to people who make you better. And as you do, you'll rise higher than you ever imagined. Not just because of who you are, but because of who you're walking with. Friend, if you want to become the best version of yourself, if you want to walk boldly into the future God has for you, these 5 rules are not just suggestions, they're foundations. They're pillars that will carry you when life gets heavy. They're truths that will anchor you when the winds of adversity blow. And they're keys that unlock the extraordinary life you were created to live. Rule 1. Keep a positive mindset no matter the circumstance. That means choosing joy even when you feel pressure. It means fixing your focus on what's ahead, not what's behind. When you train your mind to see through eyes of faith, you'll rise above the storm instead of sinking in it. Rule 2. Speak life over your situation. Words are powerful. Don't speak defeat, speak destiny. Don't echo what the enemy says. Declare what God has said. Even when things look impossible, speak hope, speak healing. Your words are creating the future you will step into. Rule 3. Stay consistent in doing good. Keep showing up. Keep giving, loving, serving, especially when it's hard. Don't let discouragement break your momentum. The seeds you're sowing now will produce a harvest in due time. Don't quit before the breakthrough. Rule 4. Trust God's timing, not your own. He knows what He's doing. The delay is not a denial. While you're waiting, He's working. While you're wondering, He's preparing. Stay faithful. Stay available. Stay in peace. Timing is perfect. And what He has for you is worth the wait. Rule 5. Surround yourself with uplifting people. You can't soar like an eagle if you're surrounded by chickens. Protect your peace. Connect with those who lift your spirit and ignite your faith. Walk with the wise, build with the faithful, and never underestimate the power of the right voices in your life. These aren't just motivational rules, they are spiritual strategies. And when you begin to live by them, something shifts. Your mindset changes, your atmosphere changes, your direction changes. You stop living from fear and start living from faith. You stop reacting and start responding with purpose. You may not see the full picture yet. You might still feel like you're in the middle of the process. But don't be discouraged. You're on your way. Every step you take in obedience, every moment you choose hope over despair, every time you speak life, trust God's plan, and stay around the right people, you're getting stronger. You're becoming the person God destined you to be. So rise up, shake off the doubt. Let go of what's behind and press toward what's ahead. You were not created to live small, defeated, or discouraged. You were created to shine, to lead, to influence, and to live a life that brings glory to God and hope to others. You're not waiting on a breakthrough. Your breakthrough is waiting on you to believe. You're not stuck. You're being shaped. You're not forgotten. You're being prepared. This is your moment. This is your time. So fall in love with the process. Embrace the discipline. Celebrate the growth. And trust that with every choice to live by these rules, you're stepping closer to the person you were always meant to be. Stay hopeful. Stay faithful. Stay unstoppable, because the best is still ahead and you're just getting started. Your words set the tone for your life. You don't have to live under the weight of what's wrong. You can rise up and speak what's right, even in the middle of wrong. That's faith. That's strength. That's how you become the best version of who you were created to be. So today, make a decision. No more speaking defeat. No more echoing the problem. No more giving life to fear. From this moment forward, you will speak life, speak hope, speak peace, speak faith. You'll speak the promises, not the pressure. You'll speak the breakthrough, not the breakdown. And as you do, you'll watch the atmosphere around you begin to shift. You'll see doors open, peace return, joy rise, and strength return. Friend, your words matter. They are shaping your tomorrow. So use them to build, to bless, to believe. Speak life, because what you speak, you will see. There's something powerful about consistency. Not just doing the right thing once. Not just showing up when it's easy, but showing up every day. Choosing to do good again and again, even when no one notices. Even when it feels like nothing is changing. We live in a world that celebrates big moments, overnight success, viral recognition, instant rewards. But real growth, real impact, real fulfillment, it's not found in what you do once. It's found in what you do consistently. And when you stay consistent in doing good, even when it feels like nobody sees, even when it seems like you're not getting anywhere, you are building something lasting. You are planting seeds that will eventually produce a harvest. Maybe right now you're in a season where you've been doing the right thing, but you haven't seen the results. You've been kind, faithful, generous. You've been doing good, but it seems like nothing is happening. And it's tempting to say, what's the point? Why keep trying? Why keep being good when others take shortcuts? When others are getting ahead and I feel stuck? Let me encourage you. Your consistency is not in vain. Every time you choose to rise higher, to love when it's hard, to give when you feel empty, to serve when you're tired, you are investing in something eternal. You may not see the full picture right now, but there's a promise working behind the scenes. Goodness never goes unnoticed in heaven. Sometimes we think that if we're doing good, things should be easier. But doing good doesn't exempt you from challenges. It prepares you for them. Staying consistent builds endurance. It sharpens your character. It develops strength in you that can't be taken away. You may not always see immediate results, but something is happening in you and through you every time you choose to stay the course. There's a beautiful promise that says, let us not grow weary in doing good. For at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. That a proper time is often later than we'd like. It's not always on our schedule. But if you stay faithful, if you keep doing the right thing, your harvest is coming. The breakthrough is on the way. The doors will open. The reward will show up. Sometimes we stop too soon. We get discouraged. We don't see change, and we assume it's not working. But what if the breakthrough is just around the corner? What if the next time you choose to show up, the next time you say yes, the next time you choose to forgive, that's the moment everything shifts. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's not flashy. It doesn't always feel exciting, but it's the foundation of everything worthwhile. A strong marriage isn't built overnight. It's built day by day, choice by choice. A thriving business isn't born in a moment. It's grown through seasons of hard work and quiet persistence. A healthy mindset, a strong faith, a legacy of love. It all comes from staying consistent when it would be easier to quit. You might say, but I don't feel like doing good today. I'm tired. I'm hurt. I'm frustrated. That's exactly when it counts the most. Doing good when it's easy is expected.